Good morning. My name is Tony Gonzalez. I'm the judge of the Robstown Municipal Court. Today's date is July 3rd, 2024. We're here on the 10 a.m. docket. Today's docket will consist of arraignments, and we also have a few show cause hearings. Um, so if you're here on arraignment, that means that you're here for the first time to answer to your violation. Um, so some things I need to let y'all know. And if I can just make sure that everybody has their device on mute until I call your case, I would really appreciate that, okay? Um, so Robstown Municipal Court is a court of record. Everything that is said here today is being recorded um, and is also being broadcast live on the YouTube channel. Today's proceedings are being conducted um, via um, Zoom. Um, so there is a silver lining to that in that although you have to, be waiting on your computer, you don't have to be waiting in a courtroom for your case to be called. So you can multitask, do a number of different things. I just ask that you do remember that you are technically in a courtroom. So I've had people, eat breakfast while they're on here before. We just ask that, just kind of use your common sense uh, when you're on the Zoom, okay? Um, every case that is heard out of this court is a Class C misdemeanor. Um, the maximum fines that you can expect do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standards as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit there today, you are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, this is a very important right that you have. A lot of people think, well, I've been charged, I was cited, I was given a citation, so, you know, everyone must think that I'm guilty. No, you are innocent until the state proves otherwise. So that Fifth Amendment right is very important. Um, the way this is going to work is when I call your name, I want you to unmute your device, and then I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in, and then I'm going to let you know what you're being charged with. Then I'm going to ask you how do you plead? You're going to have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are basically the same thing in that I will find you guilty, and then we'll go on to the punishment portion of your case. The difference between the two is that when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not admitting guilt. You're not saying you did it. You're not saying you didn't do it. You're just not contesting it. But what you're also telling the court is that there is enough evidence before the court at this time to substantiate a finding of guilt. The other difference is that when you plead no contest, if someone attempts to use that plea of no contest in a higher court in a civil proceeding, more than likely the judge is going to rule that it is not admissible, whereas a plea of guilty could be deemed admissible to prove liability. Okay, so those are the differences. Um, if you plead not guilty, then your case is going to be set for a pretrial. At that pretrial, there will be a prosecutor present representing the state of Texas. It is the prosecutor who brings the charge on behalf of the state of Texas. A lot of times people come to today's proceedings wanting to speak to the judge, me, about their case. They want to let me know why they shouldn't have been charged or why they have a valid defense, whatever the case may be. I'm not allowed to speak to you regarding your case. The only time that I can hear the facts of your case is that when we're at trial or when we're in a hearing and the prosecutor is present. However, at the pretrial, you will be able to speak to the prosecutor if you have any defenses you want to bring up, if you have any evidence, any witnesses, anything that you think is helpful to your case, you can speak to the prosecutor about it. The prosecutor has the ability to do a number of things, from negotiating a plea bargain agreement to recommending dismissal of the case if he feels that it's warranted. The point being is that speaking to the prosecutor cannot hurt you. If you are unable to resolve your case at that time, then you do have the right to have a trial. And it's going to be your choice whether you want a trial by jury, which will be 6 people from the community, or a trial in front of the judge, which will be me. So if you plead not guilty, it'll be a pretrial. The pretrial is usually in a Zoom proceeding, where I will be able to put you in a breakout room with the prosecutor. However, trials will be done in person. Okay. Um, some things I need to let you know before we go forward. Um, if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in this situation, I strongly recommend you consult an attorney. There are consequences beyond this courtroom on certain charges. For instance, if you are cited for not having valid insurance, not only could you be subject to fines and court costs from this courtroom, but you could be subject to surcharges from the state of Texas. If you have a question whether your particular charge has consequences beyond this courtroom, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. Finally, if you find yourself in a situation after I order that you pay a fine and court cost where you are unable to meet that obligation, there are alternative means to payment. Um, there is a form that you fill out. You request it from the clerks. You fill out that form. If I find that you qualify under the law, there's a number of things that I can do, from placing you on an extended payment plan to having you do community service in lieu of fine and cost, or having you do a combination of those things. So if you find yourself in that situation, talk to the clerks. They'll give you the application and we can get you in a position where you can resolve your issues. Okay. So before I go any further, are there any questions? Okay. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and call the first case. Court calls cause number 24050000355, State of Texas versus Samantha Alvarez. Samantha Alvarez. Ms. Alvarez, if you can unmute your device. There should be a little micro. There you go.
I'm sorry, I got it. I'm
Okay.
here.
All right, Ms. Alvarez, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you Samantha Alvarez?
What was that?
Are you Samantha Alvarez?
Yes, sir. I'm Samantha Alvarez.
You can put your hand down. Ms. Alvarez, you are charged with the offense of assault by contact family violence, alleged to have occurred on or about the 20th day of May 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where you are accused of hitting an individual by the name of Jose Salazar with a can of braid. Are you aware of this charge?
No, sir.
Okay, you're not aware that you're being charged with that?
I didn't know until today.
Okay, but so you're aware of it now, correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you understand what you're being charged with, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before I go any further, Ms. Alvarez, there is an admonishment that I am required to read to you uh, regarding family violence. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor offense involving violence where you are or were a spouse, intimate partner, parent, or guardian of the victim, or are or were involved in another similar relationship with the victim, it may be unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a handgun or long gun or ammunition, pursuant to federal law under 18 U.S.C. Section 922G9 or Section 46.04B of the Texas Penal Code. If you have any questions whether these laws make it illegal for you to possess or purchase a firearm, you should consult an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Alvarez. That being said, as to the charge of assault by contact family violence alleged to have occurred on or about the 20th day of May 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Ms. Alvarez, if you have to have a trial on the matter, do you want it in front of the judge or in front of the jury?
The judge is fine.
And Ms. Alvarez, can you verify that you are still at 930 Indiana Street?
Yes, sir.
And can you still be contacted at 361-461-3584?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Alvarez, it's important that you come by the Robstown Municipal Court by 5 o'clock today, no later than 5 o'clock tomorrow to sign off on your plea
Yes,
paperwork.
sir.
Okay?
Okay, I'll be right there.
All right, and that goes for everyone else. It's important that after you enter your plea, that you come by the Robstown Municipal Court to sign off on your paperwork. If you do not live in the area, you can call the court and they can make arrangements to email you the documents and they'll have you email them back. Okay, Ms. Alvarez, you are excused.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Salazar, do you have a question?
Is there any way I could arrange to go Monday, sir?
Oh, I got you. I forget that I'll give everybody till Monday to get to the court,
Oh,
okay, because of the holiday.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
all right. Uh, Court calls number 24050000357, State of Texas versus Arialis Cruz. Cruz. Court calls number 24050000356, Christian Garcia. Christian Garcia. Court calls number 24050000352, Lily Herrera. Ms. Herrera, if you can unmute your device.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Ms. Herrera, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. You are Lily Herrera?
Yes.
Ms. Herrera, you are charged with the offense of assault by threat alleged to have occurred on or about May 28, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where an individual by the name of Leslie Silguero is accusing you of threatening her to a fight. Are you aware of that charge?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
And you understand it?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Herrera. As to the charge of assault by threat alleged to have occurred on or about May 28, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Ms. Herrera, if there has to be a trial on this matter, do you want it in front of the judge or in front of the jury?
I'll be in front of you. That'll be fine. The judge.
Okay, Ms. Herrera, if you can just make it to the Robstown Municipal Court before 5 o'clock today or at the latest 5 o'clock on Monday to sign off on your paperwork, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused. Court calls number 24050000358, State of Texas versus Nicole Langdon. Nicole Langdon.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Langdon,
Here.
can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You are Nicole Langdon?
Yes, sir. I was wanting to reschedule until I could retain an attorney.
Okay, Ms. Langdon, then do you have the name of a lawyer yet?
Yes, sir. It'll be Jason Wolf.
Okay, if you can have Mr. Wolf send us a letter of representation, we're gonna
Okay.
put you on the reset docket for arraignments, but if Mr. Wolf sends in a letter of representation with the appropriate language, which I know Mr. Wolf knows what to put in there, then we will set you for whatever proceeding is necessary, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You are excused.
Yes, sir.
Court calls cause number 24050003551, State of Texas versus Anastasia Pacheco.
She's
Anastasia,
in, Judge, she's in the lobby.
okay, we'll be with her shortly then. Court calls cause number 24050000359, State of Texas versus Kevin Richardson. Kevin Richardson. Court calls cause number 24050000353, State of Texas versus Jesus Rodriguez. I'm sorry, Noe Jesus Rodriguez Garcia. Noe Jesus Rodriguez Garcia. Court calls cause number 24050000350, State of Texas versus Jose Salazar.
I'm right here.
Yes, sir. Mr. Salazar, can you please raise your right hand?
Oh,
Do you
sorry.
swear-
Yes,
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Salazar, you are charged with the offense of public intoxication alleged to have occurred on or about May 27th, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand it?
No, but
Okay,
yeah.
I want to make sure you understand it, okay?
Yes, sir. It just they
You-
basically I was talking back and they found some way to arrest me. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna,
it's like
hold on, Mr. Salazar. I'm gonna let
no,
you
no,
know
yes, sir. Yes,
exactly
sir.
what
I'm
this
listening.
charge is. They're alleging that you appeared in a public place while intoxicated by reason of introduction of alcohol, a controlled substance, a drug, a dangerous drug, or a combination of substances to the degree that the defendant may have endangered himself, herself, or another. Now, when I go look at the actual report, that public place,
Was in front of my house.
hold on real quick. I'm sure that's what it is, but I'm gonna read in here real quick. Yeah, 930 Indiana, that's your house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what's being alleged. So you know what it is, correct?
But how is it public intoxication if I was in front of my house?
Yeah, I'm not here to make that call. I can make
Okay,
that
no, no,
call
yeah,
at
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
at a trial, but I'm here to let you know what you're being charged with.
No, yes, sir.
So as to that charge of public intoxication, how do you plead?
Not guilty, sir.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Now, Mr. Salazar, if you have to have a trial on the matter, do you want it in front of a judge or in front of the jury?
In front of a judge. And you would be my judge, sir, or somebody else?
No, I'm the only judge here.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, all right, Mr. Salazar, if you can be here by 5 o'clock this afternoon or at the latest 5 o'clock on Monday to sign off on your paperwork.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, you are excused.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Court calls cause number 24050000231, State of Texas versus Stanley Smith. Yeah, if you can unmute your device, Mr. Smith.
Okay. It says
Okay.
it's unmuted. All right.
Okay,
Hi.
can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you can put your hand down. Are you Stanley Smith Jr.?
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay, Mr. Smith, you are being charged with the offense of failing to yield right away on or about May 26, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
As to the charge of failing to yield right of way on or about May 26, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
The court will accept your plea of no contest. Mr. Smith, is your insurance involved with taking care of the damages in this case?
Yeah, the damages were taken care of already. I've got my car back. Um, that's where it's at. I would like to take the defensive driving though.
Okay. Have you taken defensive driving in the past year?
I have not taken it in forever. I haven't had an accident or a ticket in a long time. So
Okay. Then I will allow you to take the defensive driving, enter the defensive driving program. It's the driving safety course program. It's a 90-day program. You got to maintain valid insurance for those 90 days, not get any other violations. Take an accredited course, submit the certificate showing that you took the course. And I believe there's an affidavit you have to sign off on stating that you have not received any other violations.
Okay.
If you'll come by the Robstown Municipal Court today by 5 o'clock, no later than Monday at 5, they will get you situated with that. Crystal, what's the cost?
144 is the court cost, Judge.
It'll be 144 that has to be paid on the day of, okay?
okay, so do I have to have like cash or can it be a credit card?
Yeah, we don't accept cash. We accept credit cards, money orders. Yeah, so anything but cash, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. You are excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Court calls number 24050000348, State of Texas versus Charles Tejerina. Court calls number 24050000079, State of Texas versus Hector Trevino.
Said that. Judge, I believe he's still trying to log in. He might be waiting in I don't know if you show him on your end that he's trying to log in through the Zoom.
There's somebody there. We'll go check on him in a minute.
Okay.
Court calls number 24050000354, State of Texas versus Star Cueva. And court calls number 24050000275 and 24050000276. Ilana D. Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Marshall. Crystal, I don't have those files in front of me right now.
Okay, hold on one second, Judge.
Miss Marshall, please raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You are Ilana D. Marshall.
Yes, sir.
And how old are you, Miss Marshall?
20.
Okay. We're just waiting for your file to get to my bench.
Okay.
Oh, they were in the front. Here it is. Yeah. All right, Miss Marshall, it looks like you are being charged with 2 violations. The first being possession of drug paraphernalia. And the second being possession of tobacco product by a minor. Both of these alleged to have occurred on or about May 31st, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of these charges?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand them?
Yes, sir.
We're going to go one by one. As to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia on or about May 31st, 2024 in Robeson, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
And as to the charge of possession of tobacco product by a minor alleged to have occurred on or about May 31st, 2024 in Robeson, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Court will accept your plea of no contest to both charges. Ms. Marshall, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition on both these cases, and I'll tell you what that means here in a minute. On the possession of drug paraphernalia, what did he tell you was the drug paraphernalia you possessed?
A cartridge.
Was it the vape pen
Yeah.
and the
Well,
I'm sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. It was the vape pen and then the tobacco.
Were they all together or were they separate?
They were all together.
Okay. On the possession of drug paraphernalia, Crystal, I'm going to lower that fine from $230 to $100, Crystal.
Okay,
Cost still remain at 76, correct?
yes,
So that's going to be a total of 176. On the possession of tobacco product, it's going to be a fine. I'm going to lower that one to 135, Crystal.
okay.
Cost of 76.
240.
So that comes out to 211, correct?
Did I get that? Let me see. Is it 211? Let me see. Oh, yeah, 211.
Ms. Marshall, in addition to those fines and court costs, you're going to have to do a couple of programs. You got to do the tobacco awareness program. Crystal, what's the do you have that brochure?
Yeah, let me bring it to you, Judge.
Thank you.
Here, can you take this to Judge, please? Yep. Mhm. Those new ones. Okay, do you see them? Yeah. Sure.
Actually, it's vaping and nicotine awareness. Okay. And I'm going to
Yes.
require that you do a 4-hour course on that.
Yes, sir.
And when you come by the court, we'll give you the brochure that shows you who you can contact, okay?
Okay.
Um, I mean, you don't have to contact these people. You can
Luis,
contact anybody that
4
offers
hours for
an
the
accredited
tobacco and
course,
4
okay?
hours for the.
But this is one that we do have a brochure on.
Okay.
The other thing and I tell everybody that comes in my court that comes on these type of charges regarding vapes, that I know it's an epidemic that's going on right now. I have personal experience with it because I have a 22-year-old son who was addicted to nicotine and to vaping. He started when he was a freshman in high school. I find out later. And it all came to a head when he suffered a collapsed lung last summer. And it was due to the vaping. There's a lot of things we don't know about this particular substance. It's new. I fear that in the future, we're going to find out that it causes a lot of more problems that just won't come to surface till later on, kind of the way people found out with cigarettes in the beginning. They later found out it caused cancer. You're still young, Miss Marshall. Take advantage of this program I'm going to have you sit in on. If you can get rid of this habit early on, you'll be better off. Okay. So what I've done here today, Miss Marshall, instead of having you pay a fine of $306 on the possession of paraphernalia, it's going to be $176. Okay. And on the possession of tobacco product by a minor, instead of paying $311, you're going to be paying $211. Okay. So I reduced you. I'm considering your age. I'm considering the fact that I consider this as an illness, right? It's an addiction, and I want you to get help. Okay. Do you have any questions, Miss Marshall?
No, sir.
All right, then I need you to come by the Rothschild Municipal Court no later than 5 o'clock today, at the latest 5 o'clock on Monday to sign off on your paperwork.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
What was that 90-day retention
Oh
that
yeah,
you
90-day deferred disposition. So if you do everything that I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay, these cases will be dismissed.
Oh, okay.
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 All right, Miss Marshall. You
Thank
are
you.
excused. You're welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Can I have your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Hector Ezekiel Trevino.
Okay, Mr. Trevino. Let me get your case real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Court calls cause number 2405000079, State of Texas versus Hector Trevino. Mr. Trevino, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr.
Thank
Trevino,
you,
I
sir.
know you were in the Zoom earlier because I saw you. Were you able to hear everything I said in the beginning?
Yes, sir. I heard everything in the beginning.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. I want to make sure you heard all the admonishments and the
Oh,
rights
yes.
that you have. Okay. All
Yes,
right, Mr. Torino, you are charged with the offense of public intoxication alleged to
Okay.
have occurred on or about May 5th, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, sir, I am.
And do you understand it?
Yes, sir, I understand fully.
Okay. As to the charge of public intoxication alleged to have occurred on May 5th, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
The court will accept your plea of guilty. Crystal, does Mr. Trevino have any priors out of this court?
Judge.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just for the record, I was just curious as to this is a citation, correct?
Yes. It's a
Okay, no, I was
it's a class C. It's a class C misdemeanor, right?
yes,
Um,
sir.
so you were charged by what's called information. So you weren't given like a physical
All right.
citation, like a ticket, but you're charged with a
Yeah.
class C misdemeanor, okay?
Okay.
I'm reading the report right now. Hold on real quick. Okay, Mr. Trevino.
Yes, sir.
It looks like you're very fortunate. Based on the report, it looks like they could have arrested you for DWI
Yes, sir.
had they chose to go that route. Uh, Instead of looking at a class A or class B misdemeanor in the county courts, you're looking at a class C misdemeanor in the municipal court.
Yes, sir.
Whereas a DWI charge is way more serious than a
Absolutely.
public intoxication charge. Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
I understand.
That being said, Crystal, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge, no, he does not have any priors.
Okay. All right. Mr. Trevino, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. What that means is that if you do what I ask you to do and pay what I ask you to pay and don't get in trouble in the 90-day period, your case will get dismissed.
Awesome.
You're going to have a fine of $230, costs of $81 for a total of $311. You're also going to have to do an alcohol awareness course online.
Okay.
We have a brochure here that you can use them or anyone you choose, so long as it's an accredited course that you receive a certificate for, okay? I'm going to require
Yes.
you to do 4 hours.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. Who would I, yes, not no, sir. Yes, sir. Who would I have to speak to as far as getting like as a payment plan? Like when's my first payment?
Yeah, when you come in to sign off on your paperwork, there's a form that you can ask for. That you just tell the
Yes.
clerks that you need the form to get on a payment plan, and
Uh-huh.
they'll have you fill it out. I will then review it, and if you qualify, then we'll put you on an extended payment plan. Right now, I'm gonna give you 90 days to pay that off, okay? So you don't need to
Okay.
do that form if you can get it paid off in the next 90 days. All right,
Okay.
so that's 3 months to pay that off,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I need you to come by the court no later than 5 o'clock today or 5 o'clock on Monday.
Look, I am right now. I'm without transportation. I'm gonna try my best to get in there today, but I can guarantee you for sure Monday. But I just
Okay.
wanted to verify that.
Yeah, either day's fine, okay? And if you find yourself on Monday where you don't have a ride, just make sure you call the court and they can make arrangements to either email you the documents or come up with some other solution, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Trevino. You're excused,
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye bye.
sir. Crystal, do you wanna, how many people we have outside?
We only have one judge, actually. We have, Juan Rivera.
Okay, so who, there was somebody that was, you said was outside, but maybe isn't outside?
No, Anastasia Pacheco was supposed to be here in person. She did not show up after all.
Anastasia Pacheco. I got you.
Yes.
Okay, you wanna send in Mr. Rivera? Good morning. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you can put your hand down. You are Juan Rivera? Mr. Rivera, you are charged with the offense of public intoxication alleged to have occurred on June 5th, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes.
And you understand it? Okay, Mr. Rivera, some things I need to let you know. Every case that's heard out of this court is a Class C misdemeanor. Fines do not exceed $500. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury. You can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standards as if you were an attorney. You understand this?
Yes.
Okay, you also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you stand there today, you are innocent until proven guilty, okay? Other things I need to let you know, if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in this situation, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. There are consequences beyond this courtroom on certain charges. For instance, driving without insurance could result in surcharges from the state of Texas. If you have a question whether your particular charge has consequences beyond this courtroom, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. Finally, if you find yourself in a situation where you are unable to pay fines and court costs, if I so order it, there are alternative means to payment. If you request the application from the clerks, you fill it out, I'll review it, and if I find that you qualify, I could put you on an extended payment plan, I could put you on community service, or a combination of those things. Okay? All right. All right. So the way this is going to work, I'm going to read again what you're being charged with, and I'm going to ask you, how do you plead? You have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are basically the same thing, that I'm going to find you guilty and then go to the punishment portion of the case. The difference is that when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not saying you did it, you're not saying you didn't do it. You're just not contesting the matter. But what you're also telling the court is that there's enough evidence before the court at this time to substantiate a finding of guilt. Okay. The other difference is that if they attempt to use a plea of no contest in a higher court, in a civil court regarding liability, there's a good chance that the judge is not going to let it in. A plea of guilty could be let in. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Rivera, as to the charge of public intoxication alleged to have occurred on June 5th, 2024 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead? The court accepts your plea of not guilty. Mr. Rivera, if you have to have a trial on the matter, do you want it in front of a judge or in front of a jury?
I'm fine with reason.
Okay, Mr. Rivera, let me just verify that you are you still at the 700 block of
No.
East Avenue F?
No, I didn't the new address, when you Texas, well, something.
Okay, 118 Kansas. And what phone number can we reach you at?
1-696-5991. I did.
Perfect. All right, Mr. Rivera, if you go to the front window, they'll have you sign off on your plea paperwork, okay? Thank you, sir. You have any questions?
I am going to come back to file here.
Yeah, so what's gonna happen next is, you're gonna be set up for a pretrial. There will be a prosecutor, present. His name is Mr. Isasi. You'll have an opportunity to speak to him. You know, it's with the prosecutor that you're able to tell him why you feel, you shouldn't have been charged. He can do a number of things, from recommending a plea bargain agreement, to recommending dismissal of the case. Okay, if you have any evidence you want him to consider, that's the time to show it to him. Any witnesses, you can bring them in. They can talk to him. We usually do it on Zoom, but you do have the ability to come in person if you so choose. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. And then if you are unable to resolve your case at that time, then your case will be set for trial. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.